Welcome back, viewers, to our channel. In the start of this video, I will like to request all of you to please subscribe to our channel and do watch all the videos till the end, because these are technical videos. These are not sightseeing video or a time pass video. Please try to watch all the videos till the end. You will find that my videos are very unique. They are not like any other channel. I do reviews in very much detail, and I do some very technical video series like the Arcolinux learning path series that we are doing. So friends, in the last video we have seen the phase 3 of the Arcolinux learning path, where we did a mixed desktop installation, where we installed the KDE full desktop along with the KDE development plus OpenBox and IceWR. So we have done the detailed review of all the three desktops separately, and I did one video in the start to install the mixed desktops using the Arcolinux extended ISO. So in near future, I will try to do a video on different Windows manager available and that were installed during the installation of the Arcolinux B extended ISO. That is the phase 3. So in the phase 3, in addition to the full KDE desktop plus development plus OpenBox plus IceWM, the ISO also installed all the Windows managers. So we will do a detailed review of the different window managers sometime later. But let us first complete the Arcolinux learning path series. And in today's video, we will start the phase 4. So phase 4, by the time you reach the phase 4, you have many notions of different desktops and TWMs. You can easily find your way into the settings manager and or configs. And it is time to make the things more complex. So you can use our Arcolinux tweak tool and the CalIMAX installer to mix desktops, TWMs on the same PC. You will experience that some desktops will look off, and you will have to find the knowledge online to overcome that. So what we will do is, we already have the Arcolinux B extended installation with the full KDE desktop plus full KDE development plus OpenBox plus IceWM. So now what we will do is, we will boot into this installation of Arcolinux, and then using the Arch Linux tweak tool, we will try to install some more desktops. So I will prefer to install the Gnome. You will ask me why Gnome. So Gnome is a totally different technology. So we had done OpenBox with KDE and IceWR. So when we will install the Gnome, it will add to the complexity of the installation. And further, OpenBox is compatible with Gnome also. So we can see how the OpenBox works inside the Gnome. So in the last videos, we have seen how the KDE desktop has the OpenBox Windows Manager running inside it instead of the KWin, which is the default Windows Manager for KDE desktop. So once we install the Gnome desktop, then what will happen is, we might see the OpenBox window manager running inside the Gnome desktop. So let us try to do that. So what we have to do is, first we will have to boot up the virtual machine, Arcolinux virtual machine. Okay, so what we will do is, we will boot into, maybe let us go and boot into KDE, or we can boot into OpenBox also. So let us boot into the KDE OpenBox session, or let us yes, what we can do is, we will do it boot into Plasma X11 session. So that way we can check out the pure Plasma, that is the pure desktop, KDE desktop working with the Xorg display manager. So we will choose this, So this will give you idea what kind of desktop is installed using the Arcolinux B extended ISO. So input your sudo password. Okay, so now we are booted into the KDE Plasma desktop using the X11 display manager. So let us check out first the KDE desktop environment. It is the pure KDE desktop environment. So if you right click, you see here the open box Windows manager is not there. It is using the Kwin display manager, or sorry, window manager. So if you want to check, we can go and check the utilities. That is where it is. Let me check task manager. Yes, so let us check out the task manager, and then you have to search for Kwin. Yes, here Kwin is there. So this is a pure KDE desktop running on X11 display manager and using the Kwin Windows manager. So during the last installation we had seen KDE/OpenBox. So KDE was using the OpenBox window manager instead of the Kwin, but here it is a pure KDE desktop. So it is using Kwin X11 desktop. So if you want, you can check out. Let me search Kwin. Let us. Yes, it is Kwin desktop. Okay, so we have found what we want, and I have shown it to you also. So let us close this. So now what we will do is, yes, one thing also I have forgot. Let us check out the memory usage, because when we change the window managers, there will be effect on the memory usage. So yes, this is using 44%, around 1.7 GB. So changing the window manager from OpenBox window manager to Kwin reduces the memory usage by around 100 MB. And now you will ask me why the usage is so much, because in pure KDE desktops, in the Debian or even in your Ubuntu also, the memory usage is around 500 600 MB up to 1.1. In Ubuntu, the memory usage after a fresh install is around 1.1 GB. In Debian, it is just 550 to 600 or even less also if you do a minimal install. So why here it is more? So I already told you in the last few videos. I am again telling you, because this is a mixed desktop. So installation is having mixed desktop. So you have got a total KDE plus OpenBox plus your ISWM. So many of the apps of the different desktops are running in the background. That's why it is increasing the memory. Even some XFC components are also running, and some Gnome components are also running. So that is why the memory usage is this much large, 1.7 GB. Okay, now let us go ahead. So Arcolinux welcome app is already there. So we will launch the Arcolinux quick tool. You have to input your sudo password. Meanwhile, we can minimize the welcome app. Okay, so now we will go and check out the desktops. Okay, so this is the desktop installer of the Arch Linux Quick tool. and we will now find the Gnome desktop. Where is the Gnome desktop? Yes, this is the Gnome desktop, and Gnome has not been installed using the Arcolinux B extended ISO. So extended ISO only installed the all the Windows Manager by default plus the desktops we had chosen. So Gnome was not there earlier. So now we will install the Gnome. So here it is giving the showing the message that this desktop is not installed. So you have to press on the install button now, and suppose you had installed the Gnome earlier and then you uninstall and now you want to reinstall, then you have to press the reinstall button. You will ask why there is a separate button. Say if you don't remove any desktop completely, then the config files remain in the system. So in the next time whenever you reinstall that desktop, the config files are reused. So, and if you use the completely remove option or auto remove option, then all the config files get deleted when the desktop is uninstalled. So, and when you do the reinstallation of the desktop, then the config files are not found, old config files, and it will install the new config files. So here, this desktop Gnome has not been installed any time before. Therefore, there will be no config files available, and you have to do a fresh install. So therefore, you have to choose the install button. So we have hit the install button, and I think the installation should start. Yes, it has started the installation, and the progress bar is shown at the bottom. So it is retrieving the packages. We have to wait for the installation. I think installation should not take more than 10 minutes. Let us see. You can keep a watch on the clock also, which is available in the bottom panel. You can see here. We will backup and overwrite your .config while installing the desktop. Backup is in config-att folder. Log files are included in the var log Linux. So that is great. So friends, whenever you are learning about the new Linux, you have to keep a watch on this all those messages, that verbose that is comes on your GUI or in the terminal. That is very important to learn the Linux. So now the backup installation is complete, and it is now system is backing up the config files before installing the desktop. So the download is complete, and I think the files are already copied, or it will be copied to the locations. And before that, the config file, the old config file is getting backed up in the config-att folder. After the backup is done and the log files are written, then the system will start the final installation of the desktop, that is Gnome desktop that we are trying to install right now. So 14 minutes have elapsed since we started the Arcolinux tweak tool to install Gnome desktop. So within 14 minutes, we cannot say totally 14 minutes, but around 12 minutes the installation has taken time already. I think another 2-3 minutes will be required before the installation completes. So we now wait for the installation to complete, and we will keep on checking the messages that the tweak tool is displaying. So from that we will know the latest position, and of course we learn more from reading the verbose messages. So verbose messages are very much important. They help us to learn more about the system. Yes, I think now the desktop is installed, and because here you can see the desktop is installed. So the Gnome has been installed. What we can do is we can close this Arcolinux tweak tool and then do a reboot and check out if the Gnome session is available for booting. So let us do it. Yes, the installation is complete. Otherwise some error message could have come here, because this Arcolinux tweak tool is also new to me. So I was thinking that it will display some message notification window that installation is complete, but the message itself was displayed just below the desktop selector. So I think the installation is complete, and yes, there is one another thing we have to do before we reboot. There is some update is pending, so let us do the update. Or what we do is, we will not do update right now, we will do the update. Let us check out the Gnome, because we have installed the Gnome freshly, so the config files must be refreshed, and the old configs should have been backup. So the system is in critical phase right now, so let us not install any updates, do restart, that will help the system. So we will click on OK, and okay, so we are now booted to the login screen. Now let us check out the if Gnome. Yes, Gnome is available. Gnome is available. So 4 Gnome sessions are available. That is Gnome session on Gnome Classic on Wayland, Gnome Classic on Xorg, Gnome on Xorg, and Gnome on Wayland. So what we do is, let us boot into the Gnome on Wayland session, and then we will check is there is any mix up of configs. So if there is mix up of configs, then we will not see the desktop properly. So there will be changes to the panels, to the settings, display settings. So that kind of things we have to observe. Okay, so we have now booted into the Gnome Wayland session. The Arcolinux welcome app is there to welcome us. I will close this down. Let us check. Yes, I don't see any issue with the desktop. The display is okay. So the GUI is standard Gnome. So there is no mix up, no irregular panels, no irregular display, all the display components in their places. So there is big list of applications. So it is also showing the KD applications, OpenBox, ISWM, everything is shown here. So what I will do is I will stop the video here, and in the next video we will do the detailed review of the Gnome desktop. We had installed using the Arcolinux B extended ISO. So what we exactly did is we did not use the direct ISO. What we did is we had got the installation of Arcolinux using the Arcolinux B extended ISO that we did in the phase 3. So in the phase 4 only we use the Arch tweak tool to install additional desktop, that is Gnome. So thank you very much friends. Do like, subscribe and comment on our channel. Do not forget to press the bell button, otherwise you will lose the new videos that are uploaded every day. We upload around 1 to 2 videos every day. Bye bye.